Can you see me?
We cannot see you.
But we can
Okay.
hear, but we can hear you.
Well, hold on. I just had to download Zoom on my phone, which I've never done.
You're doing pretty well, except your name is Zoom user.
Yeah, well, and it's set up on my computer, which is not working. Apparently, I have too much data on my computer all of a sudden. But so let me see. But we can go ahead, and I apologize. I don't know.
Oops.
Susan, you just turned the sound off for yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Well, now it's not.
Nobody has a copy of your resume.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yes, I know.
So it's not very easy to
No, I know.
give you helpful advice. Can you not send a draft?
I too, but I feel anyway, I'd prefer not to.
Okay.
Can you so why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and what you're interested in pursuing?
So I have I began work at Gardier and Wynn. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but as a corporate and securities attorney right out of law school, and did not work for terribly long, quit when I had my second child, but loved it. Stayed at home for 20 years, then due to my divorce, relaunched my career and went into risk management as a conflicts attorney at Winstead, and was there, trying to think of how long that was. If I had my resume, if I could pull it up, but my computer is not working.
Well, it was like a year or less,
It
right?
it was like a little less than 2 years, I think.
Okay.
Maybe a year and a half, I believe. It was March of 20.
It doesn't matter, Susan.
20,
It doesn't
okay.
matter.
Anyway,
Just
worked
keep
there
going.
for a little less than 2 years, then went to Holland and Knight in the capital market section and worked there for about the same, again, a little under 2 years.
Okay.
So then due to my divorce, I don't know how much Dawn has shared with you, but it had necessitated me getting out of practicing law to help with my very complex divorce, which is obviously
Sorry.
continues to handicap me, but I'm working my way out of that. So what I'm interested in, and I have to tell you, I had a conversation with my parents after we got off of that meeting about how encouraged I was after our meeting this morning, because I don't want to go back into a law firm if at all possible. If at all possible, I would prefer not to go back into a law firm. If I have to do that, I will do it. And so it was encouraging to see everything that you were pulling up with when you went to the job website, your job section. And by the way, I did register before my computer died. I registered on ex judica, however you say that.
Judicata. So Susan, hang on one second. So thank you. That was a good summary. So we can definitely work with that. The thing I would add is that Susan does need, she wants good benefits, right?
Yeah. That's critical.
And I think you would get good recommendations from the chairman at Holland and Knight and Winstead both, and is very smart, scrappy, just really good, and could not have been more positive about both jobs. And it, was really unfortunate how events went.
Do you mind if I interject on a couple things, Dawn?
Sure.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
for starters, I tried to get on your community page, and it said that I needed to contact Kim. So I need help with that. But right now I can't do it because I can't access my stupid laptop.
Okay.
But I do need help with that. And then apparently I need to get into the community site to be able to get into the job site. Is that correct?
Right. So it
Yes.
sounds like you went to the website, not the EXJ community.
I did go to the website and then I clicked on EXJ community.
Okay.
And it gave me it pulled up just a blank screen with no user error, nothing, just a blank screen. So I went back to the website, and at the bottom I saw a box that said to contact you, Kim, to register for the community, to get
Okay.
into that. And so I was not able to get into the job site because I was just going to start exploring to be able to ask you all some questions, but I
Mhm.
couldn't get in there, and I was going to register for that $9. But let me tell you, since you asked, what a few things that I thought of. I did take at the recommendation of my career coach, the Clifton Strengths assessment
Yes,
that, with the 4 forums or main
Yeah.
concepts with the 34 that fall into that. And my strengths, which this is all been, I'm so grateful to Dawn. This relaunch has been even more informative in helping me just streamline things. So my strengths apparently are relationship building is probably the number one.
Mhm.
And number two is executing, with the third, which is kind of right underneath that. I mean, a very close third, but executing and relationship building were were exactly the same score, percentile, everything. And the third was strategic thinking. And that was really based on the category. I don't know how familiar you are with the Clifton Strength testing, but was just on intellect. That was my main category under that.
Mhm.
I have zero. I scored a 0 on let me think, where is that? Anyway, being able to persuade people, whatever
You're funny.
belief, what is it? Is it belief? Let me think of 4 domains. Influencing.
Well, let them talk now. Let them talk though, because we want to
But
hear what
let me finish what I was going to say real quick.
Okay.
This will take just a minute. I know I'm terrible at this. I believe that relationship building and trying to build up others is my strength. I also think I have a good, I'm a lifelong learner, and I love to investigate things. So what was really resonating with me today when you all were speaking and showing your slides was a potential career with a company in corporate governance, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
I work well with everyone. I have never been told I'm difficult to work with. Maybe not in my divorce, but I do work well. I am somebody who likes to build up others and can, that's a gift of mine. So that is what I am looking to get into, or would prefer to get into, although I just
Mhm.
need to get a job. I would love to. I am in general a happy person, and I want to like my job. I don't want to just punch a clock.
Sure, sure. You had mentioned when you mentioned Winstead risk management.
Correct.
Could you go into that a little bit more?
Yes.
So all big law firms now, for insurance purposes and just to mitigate risk, obviously, are wanting attorneys to handle their conflicts. Whereas, back in the day when I first started practicing law, that was just done by Joe Schmo with, quite frankly, a high school diploma. And now they're wanting to mitigate risk, and they get insurance benefits by employing attorneys to handle this. So there's typically a risk management head at all big law firms with a team of licensed attorneys underneath that person. It varies firm to firm. Some firms want you to be an active attorney. Winstead did. And I was an exempt employee as an attorney. Yet other law firms just depending on their particulars, don't care whether or not you're currently licensed or not. They just want to know that you have a law firm background. What I didn't like about that was that I didn't get to, my role was considered negative because you're either approving a conflict or the only time you're picking up the phone or discussing something is if there's a conflict. And so people don't like conflicts attorneys at law firms. So, and I sat behind the desk and didn't interact with people. So that's my background in that. And also with being an attorney, and my head spins all the time on different ways to help youth, just whatever, on mitigating risk in general in life. So I have, that really speaks to me about multiple ways to help people with risk management. And I think I have a lot of skill set in that regard, even though I failed in my own life on minimizing my risk.
No, not at all. But so there's so many different ways you can go with that, right? Because
Mhm.
we do a lot of work with, the insurance world, right? Where
Mhm.
management, where there are these positions in many different areas, right? Whether it's energy or employment or whatnot.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
so that's like an interesting path there, right?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
of course you talked about governance, which really crosses many of the corporations, like any of the big corporations. Are you in the Dallas area, and are you
I
in
am.
the Dallas area? Okay.
Yes, that's
So
my preference.
yeah, so any of the major, corporate governance
Mhm.
um types of positions, let me just look it up. There was something, the association has changed names. Let me just see if I can Google it and pull it up. It used to be called the Society of Corporate Governance, and they had local chapters.
Mhm.
Society of Corporate Governance and Ethics, the Society of Corporate Governance and Ethics. Um, I'm going to send this to you. They have conferences. There's a way to become a member.
Okay.
They have local chapters.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So there's a couple different, and um, then there's also something that Neil and I do a lot with, is the Society of Corporate Compliance and Ethics. Now, but compliance lots of times is tied to governance. So
Mhm.
obviously compliance is like that flip side of risk, right?
Sure, sure.
So let me send you this. They do a lot of incredible training. They have a lot of chapters. They're an international organization. That's the Society of Corporate Compliance and Ethics. Now, let me see if I can find the one of the Society of Corporate Compliance and Governance.
And I do have, a lot of compliance. Well, not a lot. I have compliance experience at being in the capital markets section
Mhm.
at Holland and Knight, and then obviously as a newer lawyer in the securities, which I was in the corporate and securities, but I did more securities than I did corporate. And so
Mhm.
that's obviously compliance, so that's interesting to me as well.
Yeah, and we tend to track compliance jobs also, but I'm going to send you these two links, and Dawn and Neil, I'll copy you just so you can see what I'm sending.
Mhm.
But these are organizations that could be very valuable to get involved with, to look at
Yes.
their job board, to see if they have
Okay.
a Dallas, a chapter in the Dallas area,
Mhm.
things of that nature, because it's right up, in kind of in what you're speaking about. Then there's also um I wonder if RIMS, let me see if RIMS has a Dallas chapter, Risk and Insurance Management Society.
Wow,
This is
that's
like the
great.
key organization. Um, this is sort of the key organization in the insurance sector.
Mm-hmm.
And they may have a Dallas, I'm going to just send this through to you as well. They may have a Dallas chapter. Paste.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, let me send those through right now. But we track on our site, we track a lot of the risk management jobs and a lot of the compliance jobs
Okay.
and governance as well, right? They're sort of go hand
Mm-hmm.
in glove. So I just sent I just sent all three of those through to you because
Thank you.
like risks, so like, I mean, it's coming up immediately, but like, RIMS is doing something on ERM strategy, right?
Mhm.
Enterprise risk management. And that's going to be in Seattle, November 17th and 18th. But you'll see they have all sorts of events that they're doing and community chapters. Let's see. And you can see by looking at them like who,
Sure.
where they may, if they're having anything that's, sort of relatively local to where to where you are.
And I actually printed some articles that I found online on risk management that I just thought would help me with my resume.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Anyway,
Here, chapter directory. Dallas Fort Worth. There's a Dallas Fort Worth chapter.
of RIM.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'm seeing something on URMIA. Have you heard of it? Is that a University Risk Management and Insurance Association? This is because that was another thing that I had considered, was possibly going and applying, looking for something at a university level, because I know they have good benefits. And again, was thinking of non-traditional legal careers that may not require you to have a license, but where it would be a strength and a perk to getting the job. So that's where that's one of these things I printed. Yeah, university risk management and insurance.
Well,
But
check,
I know
so-
they don't pay well typically.
So that's what you need to check under our affiliates. There's an affiliate called Serify, and they
How do
offer.
you spell that?
Okay, it's on the platform.
Okay,
And hold on, let me see if I can
verify.
go to the platform and show you. Anyway, they're one of our affiliate partners, and if you
Okay, great.
take a look at them through, hold on, which screen am I sharing? Okay, here we go. All right. I sent you a link, by the way, that should get you into the platform. I went back to that link that you said didn't work, and it took me directly through. So
Yeah, it could have been part of my computer was literally kind of crashed right after that. So that could have been the issue.
maybe I sent you a direct link. So
Okay, thank you.
anyway, so I'm now under affiliates,
Mm-hmm.
load more, this entity right here. So this is something we're doing with them on money mastery, financial literacy. They very well may have some type of a risk management certificate. And depending on the program, our members are going to get 20% off or 10% off.
Okay.
You can click here and it could take you, you don't even have to log in. And let's just see what it has under risk management.
And this is under the job platform
No,
section?
it's not under the job platform section. When you go to the
Okay.
community, you can
Community,
see it
okay.
right here. Okay, it's under affiliates,
Mm-hmm.
Serify. Then you click this link and it takes you here. And then I put in risk management, but we have a contact there that we work with. So here are all these different types of risk courses, right? And you would get 20% off
Okay.
of any of these risk courses. I do not know if they have a risk certificate. Would be something that you could search around on, or we could certainly ask them about. But and I don't know if these are sort of subsets, but like AI governance and risk man. Anyway, you could just take a look at it, and
Okay, great. Thank
there,
you.
if it was something that you decided to do, you would get a 20% discount. Then I will show you that our experts match our affiliates. Evan didn't give me his picture yet, but you can read about Evan. He's very senior at Serify. He's the head of strategic partners. So if there's something you're really interested in, you can start a chat with him. Now, I will say, under full disclosure, that since we are brand new, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure how well it's going to work if you start a chat with him, if he's going to respond to you.
That's okay.
But-
It's a
But if he,
springboard. Yeah.
yeah, but if he doesn't,
Mhm.
like, give it a hot minute, right? Because if he doesn't respond to you, then just let me know and I could send him a note and I can say, um, we have a user that is interested in a risk or a governance or what have you type
Mhm.
type of education or certificate. What do you guys have? And what is sort of the discount code for that?
Okay.
So that's a big area that our platform can can help with versus wait, I don't even know what screen you're seeing now. Let me stop sharing.
I actually can't see anyway on my phone.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So
Mhm.
anyway,
So,
okay,
sorry.
all right, that's why you weren't able to see it. So anyway, there that information is there. So I would say kick it around a little bit, but I sent you the RIMS, the Society of Corporate Compliance and Ethics, and the Society of Corporate Governance. So I'd see if they have chapters near you. And I think
Mhm.
that's a really interesting way for
We
you
can
to
see you.
There I am. I just figured that out.
There you
Okay.
go.
See you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, great. Well, then yes, I will look at that for sure.
Okay.
And I'll
Uh,
reach out to Evan if it feels like.
Yeah, and
that
if
would-
he doesn't, like I said, since everything is new, I'm not 100% sure if that like then goes right to his email or if he has to check in the community. So, I would give it a day, and if he doesn't respond to you, I would, I can send him a note.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Now, and I get kinks with new systems too, because I helped with the project years ago where we were launching something. So I'm very familiar with kinks and systems. So,
Yeah. Oh, here, I'll share it now that you're here and you'll be able
Mhm.
to see it. Let me share so you can just see what I was talking about. So this is how you navigate, right? So here's the job board.
Got it. Okay.
Here's where the affiliates are.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click that, you do have to keep going to get to the first one. So here is the Seraphy. And here's
Perfect.
another one that they're doing on money management. But you can just get in and look around. So if
Mhm.
you find something that you think could be really good for you, then we can go to Evan and say, okay, how can we price this and what would the discount be?
Okay.
And that might maybe even be a better way to do it, at least initially. Like if you get into this and you see, wow, this is what these are some of the courses I would really like to take, then maybe I should maybe just send it to me and I'll send it to Evan and say,
Okay.
because Evan may want to delegate it down. Because since Evan has started working with us, he's gotten a couple different promotions. So he's kind
Mhm.
of all the way up there. So he might not be the day-to-day person on it anyway. And then you saw the job board that was here and
Yes.
go in and you can put in, keyword governance or what have you. This is a little bit more junior, but here's some of the risk management information that we were speaking about. It's pretty straightforward. It does not do hierarchical search. We're working on that. So if you go into like a type of job, you kind of have to do it like you can pull a bunch up at once, but it's not the kind of way where you could do advertising and public relations and then say Houston, right?
Mhm.
Dallas or something. So you kind of have to play with it a little bit. We're working on the back end to streamline some of that.
And you can just use the general search bar for now
Yeah,
and you get
exactly.
whatever's needed.
Great.
Exactly. Like another way to do it is if you don't want to go by title, but you just want to go by anything that's in Dallas.
Mhm.
Right, and then it will pull up. So look at this. This is interesting. Zurich is in Dallas and they're hiring, as well as um, this company also. So, but with that said, so many companies have offices in different places, and it's fine for them to do remote hiring as well. So, so yeah, so that's that. Okay.
Okay, great. And I would be interested just as a empty nester, single person,
Mhm.
and if possible, at least a hybrid situation, because I think it would be good for me to
Mhm.
go to an office and I'd like to interact with people.
That makes sense.
So,
Hybrid.
I
hybrid is
actually have a
perfect for
great
you.
idea for you that I won't bore these guys with, but
That's-
I didn't even know some of it's so funny because we've been, together for how many years now? And the way you described your interest today is different from what I've heard. So I have a good
well,
idea, I think.
I've learned a lot in this program.
Oh, I'm so
Quite
glad.
frankly, yeah. And I want to be happy. I just really, I don't want to just have a job. I want to
Right.
like,
No,
I want to
something
love.
meaningful.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I think
Okay, and then I loved the handouts that you were showing. Are those on your web page somewhere, or are you going to send those to us? Or maybe you're not.
That was a presentation that I did for Ave Maria Law School, but I'll just send you the Ave Maria Law School presentation.
Oh, thank you,
Just
because that was helpful.
Just in the interest of time with that, so I
Mhm.
don't have to
Yeah.
like redact
Sure.
it,
Oh, yeah,
rebuild
yeah,
it,
yeah. That's fine.
and do something else. Let me just get that. And it was something we did, it was for 180 1Ls that did not we're not overly engaged. Neil can attest to that fact. I was like, great.
Yeah.
And we're here. We're not going anywhere. So you can keep us posted on what you're thinking and the direction you go. And
I definitely will. I love that you're doing this.
thank you.
It's genius. There are too many lawyers anyway. There,
That, like,
as far as in the trying to get jobs in the traditional sense.